Hi YouTube. Uh, Mind the wrinkles on my neck because I am in a funny position. I would like to talk to you about the whole anorexia voice thing. I've been on websites for people that struggle with eating disorders for, oh gosh, I'm 26, probably about since I was around age 16, and a lot of them, they would say that there's this voice in their head that tells them to do things and tells them they're worthless, fat, and I don't know. Portia de Rossi, a famous actress, she mentioned about having a drill sergeant in her head that told her to get up and what did she eat and she had to exercise, and based off of my own experience, I wouldn't necessarily say that anorexia has a voice. I would say that for me, it's more like I have thoughts and they're almost like a compulsion, so they almost take on a voice of their own. Like, there's no voice in your head that's gonna tell you you can't eat or that you're fat. Like, those thoughts and feelings are those thoughts and feelings are my own, and they're what drive me to eat or not to eat. And I'd say these voices have stemmed from negative self-talk. A negative self-talk, a sort of dialogue that plays out in my head, and it just happens to tell me that I'm fat, or that I'm a waste of space, or that I don't deserve to eat, or that there's no point in eating because no one loves me, or there's no point in eating because I'll lose control and I won't be able to control myself. You know, I would say that, yeah, that's just my own voice telling me those things. It's not anorexia telling me these things. There is no voice to anorexia. It's your own voice. It's the negative self-talk that goes on in your head. It's the dialogue. It's if you hear voices in your head, it's not the eating disorder. It could be another sort of mental illness. Eating disorders are a mental illness, of course, but in all of the research that has been published over the zillions of years that they've been doing research, there is no study shown that people with eating disorders hallucinate. Like, her voices of, like an anorexia voice or a bulimia voice, there's no voice that's telling them. Like, however, yes, eating disorders, if you get to the point where you are so malnourished, you can have hallucinations. I've heard of this before, of people, like, I don't know, malnutrition can really do things to the brain, many things. So voices make sense, but I don't really, at least for me, anorexia doesn't have a voice in my head. It's my own thoughts. It's what I've gone through in my life that's shaped my mental processes. I don't know if any of this makes sense, but I guess, yeah, I'm just trying to explain that, yeah, I really don't feel like this whole anorexia voice thing really makes sense. So, I hope I'm making sense, guys. I'd really like to hear your point of view and whatnot, because I'm just curious to hear if anyone else, like, how you think about this and your experiences, and yeah, it would be interesting if we could all just, we can all learn something from each other, right? So it would be good to, to talk about things, because anorexia is mental illness, a very grave, serious mental illness, and takes many lives and comes in many shapes and forms. For each sufferer, their battle is uniquely their own, and I'm just curious if anyone else has really experienced anorexia or bulimia or binge eating, if they've experienced an actual voice in their head. I'm really curious about that. Anyways, I hope that I could, I don't know, help somebody in some way. Anyways, thanks for listening.